Well, I'm running again because, as I told you before, I'm a fiscal conservative, and I'm trying to bring fiscal conservatism back to the board. During the last 5 years that I served on the board, we dropped the millage rate every year in accordance with what your property was reassessed upwardly. This board, 2 years in a row, has not done that. When you do not drop the millage rate and your house, when your property value goes up, it is referred to in state law as a backdoor tax increase. You've had 2 of them now out of 2 new budgets. That shouldn't be happening to you during these economic times in America. We should not be raising taxes. The second thing is open and honest government. We had one. Now, some people didn't always like to hear what we had to say, but we never did a con job on anybody. We told them what we were going to do, we did it, and we told them what we just did, and all 3 stories were the same, no matter who we were talking to. Now, we don't always get that on our current board. As a matter of fact, when they broke the law in an open meetings law, and they were found out to have broken the law, they changed the records to indicate they hadn't broken the law. That's not the way you do business, or should do business. We inadvertently broke the law 8 years ago. We turned ourselves in. It was just us 5 commissioners in there by ourselves. We turned ourselves in to the media and to the county solicitor for accidentally breaking the law. The board you have now broke it and covered it up. You don't need that. Accessibility, open and honest, the records now. You can't get anything from reading the county records. All you get is a vote, but you don't know what the commissioners are thinking or why they're doing what they're doing. That's not what you deserve. The other thing I'm here to do is fight every single day for your quality of life. We have the best, and you can't keep it that way unless all 5 commissioners are in there every day fighting for it. We are actually in a brawl when you get up to Atlanta and up to the State House. We're in a brawl to get the resources that we deserve for this county, and you have to have people willing to go up there and make that fight and get what we deserve. If you put people in that are going to sit back, say very little, and not let you know what's going on, you're not going to have the resources we need to keep us number 1. So I ask for your support to get back in government, to just do what I was doing for 8 years, and that was trying to keep us number 1. Thank you very much. I hope you'll consider voting for me.
Thank you, everybody, for attending tonight. I have not sat back as being a commissioner. I did come on board on a special election. Approximately, I've only been on the board for 30 months. I'm the only commissioner that I can remember that's had a town hall meeting for the citizens of North Fayette County. I've also been involved on the Fayetteville Main Street Board. I'm a member of that. I'm also took a position on the Fayette County Board of Health. I'm very involved in the community. I'm also a business person in that I know some of the problems and some of the things that are facing our business people in this county. We need to do a lot to bring people back into our county and to make them feel good that they're coming to a county that is ran correctly. In the past, my opponent says records were kept correctly. Actually, the way it was done is that a clerk would paraphrase the way the minutes were taken at a meeting. And then after that, paraphrasing minutes were kept, and it was disseminated after a month or so to the commissioners that they hopefully could remember what was said at the meeting. The audio tape was destroyed. Now currently we keep minutes that are legal. We keep an audio minutes of each meeting. Right now, as Mr. Furman did, I'm sure he could say it really wasn't that hard for him to get the minutes for the meetings.
May I have your attention, please? The library will be closing in 15 minutes. Take out any books or make any copies. Please do so now. Thank you.
Currently, people right now, you get the same information that I do as a county commissioner on our websites for information about our county meetings. There's just a lot of good information, more so than ever was done before. The way things were good, but they are better now. I appreciate your support and vote. Thank you.
Just a couple of things to mention regarding rollbacks. We didn't exactly follow the things that we needed to do a few years before we didn't roll back. I complained about the county, the board not taking steps because we've been losing permits in the field for about 4 years. This year we're probably going to be down to from say 1,000 permits a year. The average home in this county is $300,000. And those taxes for $300,000 is a lot of money. And when it starts dwindling, you need to do something about it. We didn't do anything about it. And we're trying to do that now. We're saddled with this downturn that we're having in our economy, but we're not going to raise taxes. The tax assessors this year is doing very little. I think $85,000 is what he's raising his tax assessments. And we're going to make this thing just fine. But we've got some good people on our board, working with Harmony up there, working with everyone else. And as far as the rollback goes, I'm going to tell you the biggest rollback you've ever had was in about 2001, 2002. The board did not roll back taxes in order to pay off a building that the people had voted for. And the rollback that year was $3 million. They didn't roll it back. I voted against the budget. I do not support that kind of mathematics. And sorry. So, but that was a problem. The problem with that is you're still paying $3 million. You never rolled it back. And the other thing is that the Public Facilities Authority that we financed the Justice Center through in the jail was $55 million. I told the board that I would go with them through the Public Facilities Authority because we didn't have to take it to referendum, because we needed to get that facility done, and if it hadn't been passed, we'd have to wait 2 years to even address it again. So I did that. At the same time, I told them if they didn't allow the people to vote to pay for that with a local option sales tax, that I would not vote the budget that year. They wouldn't do that if the people had gone back to the people and they had voted to do this with local option sales tax. The $55 million would have been paid for in less than 4 years, and it wouldn't cost much more than maybe $57 or $58 million. The interest you would pay till you get the money off the local option sales tax. As it is now, you taxpayers are going to pay $120 million to pay that building off. I don't think that's the thing to do, and I'd like to see it done otherwise. And I always get, some people always ask us, what's the one thing you want the voters to remember you for tonight? And I can tell you right now, I want you to remember that I want your vote on July 15th. Thank you.
Thank you. Peter?
I'll also thank you all for coming out here tonight. It's a pleasure to talk in front of people who want to listen to what's going on in their county. In the past, my slogan for my campaign has been proven leadership. I added a word this year, proven independent leadership, because I've had to go my own way on this commission. I've opposed the massive pay raises that the commission has given to county employees this year. I think it was a very unwise move, especially in today's economic climate, when our taxpayers didn't get the kind of increases that our county employees have seen. I also have opposed the defined benefit plan that the commission seems determined to place around your neck. Businesses such as Delta, General Motors are suffering because of these plans, or took the route of bankruptcy to escape them. When Atlanta has a huge budget shortfall due in part to their plan. When the town of Mission Vallejo, California has filed for bankruptcy, and East Point has filed as well because of defined benefit plans. The promises that we heard that we won't, quote, have any unfunded mandates, or our plan would not cost any more than we are currently spending. I think we've all heard this before, particularly from the federal government, and I don't believe it. The consequences of being wrong about this can be very expensive to the taxpayers of this county. As the saying goes, it appears the inmates have taken over the asylum, or the fox has taken over the hen house, and my concern is they mean for you all to be the hens. Thank you.